kick it off
All right.
from the different categories.
Yes.
I'm Tom. This is Sam.
How's it going?
This is just a pre-discussion for the Game Awards tonight. Um, it appears Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild has won, so Nintendo takes Game of the Year. Somehow that beat Super Mario Odyssey and
I haven't
Persona
played.
5, Horizon Zero. All those games that are actually better than it.
Yeah.
Um, I, have you played it? Any of these games?
I have not played Breath of the Wild or Odyssey. The other three I have played, and they all were definitely fantastic. I had not finished Persona 5. Battlegrounds. I don't know. It's. I feel like having Battlegrounds in that category is trying to compare like apples to oranges.
Yeah,
Like
I can see that.
the other four are very story driven and single player experiences, whereas Battlegrounds is entirely multiplayer.
Yeah,
And because every interaction is with another player, it's entirely a case by case basis on how people experience it.
yeah, I
So I
can see
think
it's
it's
very
very
subjective.
tough. Yeah, it's very tough to actually, I'd say, rate it even, let alone put it in contender for Game of the Year.
Yeah, I mean that I wouldn't. I agree. I would put it for best multiplayer of the year.
Yeah,
I would have. I was actually between Persona 5 and Super Mario Odyssey.
yeah.
The only reason I didn't, I'm a huge Persona fan. I
Oh,
voted for Super Mario Odyssey. I think it has a perfect level design.
yeah, that's what I've
Um,
heard.
there's nothing I can complain about. Whereas with Zelda, I would have liked the game.
Yeah.
I mean, people obviously it's not a popular opinion, but I
Mhm.
felt as if I was playing a tech demo.
Yeah, yeah, you've
Um,
said that.
but with Super Mario Odyssey, uh, I think is it's superior in every possible way, and it probably should have taken Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really have any more to say about the Game of the Year. That's upsetting. I mean, like even Persona 5 is better than the by leaps and bounds in Legend of Zelda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Best game direction. Let's look at best game direction. Oh my god, I'm streaming down to see one.
Yep, another Zelda.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, a game with literally no game direction. Like, like, well, I mean, like, yeah, the actual direction, putting the creative vision together, that's one thing, but
Yeah.
in-game direction is another thing entirely.
Hmm.
Um, what was it? Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn
Yes.
were its
Yep.
competitors. Again, Super Mario Odyssey was superior to it in every way, shape, and form.
The only one in that category I actually ended up playing was Horizon. And obviously, since I haven't played the other ones, I can't really say, but Horizon actually had fantastic direction, despite being an open world game with the normal open world tropes that we've gotten used to through like Far Cry and stuff like that.
All right.
It's actually, it was actually refreshing and extremely original, despite having most of the, what you'd expect from an open world game, like go and gather this, the collectibles across the map. But for some reason, it still felt original and different.
All right. That makes, yeah. I don't
It,
think,
it was a fantastic game.
I, I think it definitely deserves its place in the
Oh yeah,
five contending
definitely.
slots. Wolfenstein 2, very cinematic.
Yep.
Um, not too different than the first game. They're both fantastic entries.
Yeah.
And Resident Evil 7 um, was a
Yeah.
pretty
Only
good
heard good things
title.
about it.
Um, as far as best game, I honestly, I would have gave this one to Super Mario as well,
Yeah.
uh, just because it fit together so perfectly. There was nothing out of place.
Hmm.
It was the most fleshed out game I played this year. I'm wondering. I get maybe it's just the fan base might be less for Mario than it is for Zelda.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Let's move on. Best narrative. This is a surprise to me.
Yeah, there's two games in here I did not expect to see. Edith Finch and Hellblade.
Yeah, yeah.
because they were relatively. I know Hellblade was, I believe, a team of 20 made it, so it was a really small indie development.
All right.
And Edith Finch, I believe, was also a small development team.
Yeah, they're both indies.
Yeah,
They're very small teams, like you said.
yeah. And I actually played Hellblade, and from start to finish, it was a shorter game, but their whole marketing towards it was it's a AAA title, but shorter, and they only charge $20 for it. And
Oh,
it's honestly probably my game of the year, personal game of the year.
okay. Well, that okay. Uh, I honestly, because I haven't played either of those,
Hmm.
I would have gave it to Nier Automata.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
they're also a fantastic game.
yeah, that was a tough one because they did like the narrative of all these is
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're sculpted. They're well put together.
Hmm.
I would have said Wolfenstein 2 might be the weakest
Yeah.
of the five, and it is still pretty superb. Like,
Oh yeah.
I haven't finished Wolfenstein 2.
I have not started it, so
Oh, it's yeah. Our Ben plays the hell out of that game.
oh yeah.
Um, let's don't really have any more to say about the narrative. That's actually surprising that Edith Finch
Yeah.
won that. I think it's deserved.
Hmm.
That doesn't really upset me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually refreshing to see someone that put a lot of work in and actually get rewarded for it.
Yeah, it's good to see some indie developers, not all AAA titles too.
Yeah, fantastic. Here's another indie developer. Two guys. Cuphead, best art direction.
Yep.
They earned that.
Yes.
Um, the all hand drawn animations
Yes.
pushed back a couple times because of that.
And they did just an excellent job of capturing the 20s, 30s
Yeah,
animation style.
the story's pretty good. The music is fantastic. I mean,
Yep.
was it for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation? They
Yeah.
definitely nabbed that.
Yeah.
One thing I think should be removed from the list is The Legend of Zelda.
I think Destiny 2 should be removed as well.
Yeah.
Like it's
Bigger
it's a
is
really
not
fun
always
game.
better.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. Honestly, the art style, I don't see what put it
Yeah.
in this category in the top 5 contenders.
There's been some talk about this on the internet, throughout on YouTube and whatnot. People saying that it doesn't belong in any of the positions it's been given.
Yeah.
I'd say that maybe while you're on the tower and you look up and you see the traveler,
I mean,
that's
they have
interesting.
something really
That's not a. I don't believe it's a skybox you're looking at. I think it's an actual model.
Yeah.
But that still is not enough.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's got some gorgeous, panoramas and vistas that you see throughout the game, but I think designing, an art direction for a game has to be more than just,
Right.
scenery.
Like I'm pretty hard on Zelda. Maybe I expected too much out of it. It has a decent aesthetic to it.
Yeah, from everything I've seen of Zelda, like watching streamers and everything play it, I honestly really like the art style of Zelda.
It's if you look at say the grass up close,
Yeah.
like playing it on the Switch, it's a slightly more powerful machine, I would
Mhm.
say. So you walk up to the grass, and you can see why they went with the art style.
Yeah.
It was
I
more
mean,
of a necessity, perhaps.
another game that came out this year that has a similar art style is Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles,
Okay.
which I also really enjoyed that game, and the art style again just really appealed to me.
Okay. I mean, you got Persona 5 on here.
And then yes, Persona 5 is my winner for this section.
I
It's
think this may be all hand drawn as well.
Persona 5. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. I was between Cuphead and Persona 5. My personal vote went to Cuphead, just
Yeah.
because of what they've accomplished with just
Yeah.
two people. I believe one guy animating.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Reminds me of someone I know. But Persona 5, I mean, they have a full team.
Yeah,
Atlas, it's AAA.
it is.
It may not be the most popular. It's getting more popular in recent years because of Persona 5. The
Yeah,
upcoming Shin Megami finally confirmed to come over.
oh yeah, yeah. In the
Um,
West, I mean, in Japan, it's always been extremely popular, but in the West, it's had a tough time connecting with audiences.
yeah, I've enjoyed for a while, but that's just because I like JRPGs.
Yeah, same.
I don't. What did you think about Horizon Zero Dawn being on this list?
Art direction,
I mean, that's good models in there, but
it's got some fantastic models. It really comes down to how they define art. I'd like to see an actual definition of what they classify their art as. Is it simply, just aesthetics, or is it?
creative or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
Yeah. So I mean, the the dinosaur robots or whatever they're called in this, they're mechanical. How best to explain it? They're um one thing with like Japanese anime and stuff in recent years is they've been saying that like giant robot shows they have been more and more going towards CG because actual hand drawn artists for actual mechanical design, with engineering backgrounds that actually understand mechanics and stuff like that, have been getting older, getting out of the industry. So now there's no one left that can actually mechanically design a realistic and functional looking robot.
That
And
makes sense.
I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn, they really did their homework and got some experts in the field of like mechanical engineering to help them design. Obviously, it wouldn't be able to function in real life, but you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
actual.
it looks like something that makes sense.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like they put a lot of work into their design on their different robot dinosaurs.
That's yeah, I could say yeah. Based on originality,
Hmm.
it deserves its place because it definitely
Yeah.
really fun, really
Oh yeah,
really
definitely.
interesting game. Destiny 2 is
By
Destiny
far.
1.
Yeah. It's by far the weakest in this category, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say between Persona 5 and Cuphead. I voted Cuphead.
Yep.
Um, I definitely enjoy the 2D,
Hmm.
almost Contra
Oh yeah.
gameplay. Well, here's another one that kind of surprised me. The best score
Oh yeah.
for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, or licensed soundtrack.
Yep.
Near Automata.
Yeah. That surprised me because I honestly, like the rest of these games, with the exception of Mario Odyssey, because I haven't played it or watched it. I can think of music from those games in my head, and I remember them. Near Automata, I cannot remember a single track from that game.
You know, yeah, like everyone can hum the melody to the original Zelda soundtrack.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, obviously,
I
yeah.
couldn't. Yeah, I can't remember any of the music from that or Destiny 2 for that matter. While Destiny 2 has some great,
I can remember.
very
Yeah,
good. I don't know, almost.
orchestra.
Yeah, it's all orchestral, but
Hmm.
it's at points it's like okay, uplifting, and then kind of
Yeah.
dies. Nothing's there.
Hmm.
I would say my favorite, to be honest, was Persona 5.
Definitely.
That gentleman
Just
made me
every
happy with everything he's ever done.
exactly every Persona, the music is just so memorable and catchy and just amazing.
Super original. Like
Yes.
it's like I would consider it space jazz.
That's an accurate description.
Yeah. In Super Mario Odyssey, it has really good music for a video game.
Yeah.
Where I believe Persona 5 actually would be the music I would listen to outside of the game.
Yep. Yeah.
I
Out of
could
all these, I
programming
would.
listening to it.
Exactly. I could listen to Persona 5 music outside of the game. The rest I could not. Or
Yeah,
would.
I mean, even Cuphead, which is very
Hmm.
1930s cartoonish.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's obviously why they're on there. It's a whole period piece. Just like they did a very good job with it.
Yes. Yes,
They've
they
earned
did.
their spot on it. But my vote went to Persona 5, though. I think
Yep.
yours did too.
Yes, it did.
Legend of Zelda needs to get off this list. Um, so far, there's one list it could be on, and I don't think it won. But I've been proven wrong apparently by the masses.
Yeah.
Moving on to best audio design, which is another surprise.
It is, kind of. This is actually my most the section that I was most excited for, because Hellblade really made a impact on me with simply the sound. Their sound design was incredible, because the whole premise of the story of it is you're playing as Senua, the main character there that you can see in that image, and she's going through she has psychosis,
All right.
or I think that's what it was. I forget, some mental disorder,
Okay.
and she's constantly hearing voices in her head telling her to do different things. And throughout the entire game, you hear it in your headset. You hear just voices just whispering like what you should do, where you're going, why are you doing that. And throughout the entire game, it just crafts and fits so well with the narrative of the mental problem that she had, mental disorder that she's struggling with. And they do such a fantastic job of capturing that through the sound.
Well, that's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, if anyone has not played that game, I cannot recommend it highly enough.
Well, noted. I know. I see Legend of Zelda's on there again.
Of course.
White Bread. I don't understand how that game has been brought up for so many things. Is that just because it's Zelda?
Uh,
I know this is very unpopular.
Yes.
I would give the game itself a 7.5, maybe 7.
Yeah.
It's just not that wowish to me. I think there are better Zelda titles. It is definitely not the best Zelda game. If people claim that, that's their own personal thing. Again, Super Mario Odyssey has better audio than it does.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 definitely has some good audio. There's some moments that are actually made more intense because of that.
Yep.
Destiny 2 has some pretty good audio design. I will not say it's the best audio design.
Yeah, they do a good job with their audio design. I wouldn't say it's outstanding, or
it's not white bread, but
it doesn't
it's rye bread.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's got seeds in it. Maybe it's pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised that, like, again, an indie won another best.
Yeah. I'm couldn't be happier about that.
Yeah, that's hope for the future.
Yeah, exactly.
This one I'm actually kind of interested in. The best performance awarded to an individual for voice over acting
goes to Hellblade. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually went with Brian Bloom on this one.
Brian Bloom.
Wolfenstein 2. BJ Blazkowicz.
Okay.
He's the main character, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. He does a good job. I didn't go with the Uncharted because
I didn't even know an Uncharted came out this year. Was that the one with the two what were the two
women?
Yeah, the two chicks that were in the 3. I think it was 3.
I believe You're Not Far.
What was her name? Nadia, something like that. The
Claudia?
No, the black-haired girl in.
You mean Nadine Ross or Chloe Fraser? That's who.
Yeah.
Laura Bailey and Claudia Black are the actresses.
Duh. But yeah. So okay, so it was that one. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that came out this year.
I think
Was that a PS4 exclusive?
I believe yes, I believe so.
How did that? I literally have not heard a single thing on that this entire year.
I haven't heard anyone say any good things about it. So
I haven't heard
um
anyone say any bad things about it.
uh I I dip out after about the third or fourth movie. Why would it be any different with the game?
Yeah, yeah.
um I don't know. They were good games when the PS4 first came out. They lost my attention rather quickly though.
Yeah,
They were
one, two,
very
and three.
linear.
I
I'm
really
not
like.
into them.
Yeah, I really liked 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 was, it was all right. If you enjoyed the first three, you'd enjoy the fourth.
And they stuck to the same pattern.
Yep.
The wow factor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did with Wolfenstein as well. I mean, he's playing a, badass. It's not really
Yep.
hard for a guy to pretend to be a badass.
Yeah.
Maybe, Ashley Birch. She Horizon Zero Dawn.
She did do a fantastic job in that.
Yeah, but we've got was there Melina Jurgens
As Senua, yeah, in Hellblade.
I think that game may have earned every one of these positions. It takes a lot of work to do what they did with a small number of people.
And the big thing with the Hellblade is she not only did the voice acting, she also did the motion capture as well.
Yeah,
so
that's
every
actually neat.
facial expression, everything, she acted it all out, not just voice, but also performance acting as well.
I think that's reminiscent of the old talkie, then before talkies, the silent films.
Oh yeah.
Charlie Chaplin, for instance, had to he act with his face more than say the average actor would have to act today. I think these guys, these men and women that do this, that are may on some level more skilled than some of our theater actors.
Oh, definitely. I would definitely agree with that.
I mean, look at Andy with Smeagol and Caesar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they deserve everything they get. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next, Games for Impact.
Hellblade.
A thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message. And look at Hellblade.
Yep.
That's this.
Yeah, it goes back to. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not familiar. I'm not super familiar with Hellblade, but I'm not very familiar with. I mean, only Edith Finch.
Yeah, that's
the other four. I'm not exactly familiar with.
Yeah, the other four I haven't. I've heard of Night in the Woods. I didn't realize it had any pro-social message or meaning.
Yeah. Well, what was the pro-social message for Hellblade?
Well, Hellblade, they actually got together with multiple psychologists and went to several different institutions that help deal with I'm saying psychosis because I'm not sure what the actual
psychosis that she has.
Yeah, she had it was a specific mental disorder that they were addressing in the game. And they went to multiple psychologists and institutions and they did a ton of research. There's actually a 20-minute video on their whole production of the game, and it goes into depth about how much research they went into on the psychosis and how much they actually interviewed people with psychosis and got them input. They got their input into recreating it as best as they could for the player.
Oh, that's dedication.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed about how much depth they went into trying to recreate this mental disorder for the player.
Sounds like
which plays into that whole audio design of them talking in your ear and stuff like that.
Well, they seem to have done an overall fantastic job.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the game.
It's I can't say much for Bury Me Love, but my love and Life is Strange.
Yep, I have not.
I've heard. I mean,
I've heard
Life is Strange. I think. Yeah, I've heard of.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. I have not played it or seen anyone play it.
Right. So let's go ahead and move on to the best ongoing game, which I actually disagree with on this.
I disagree as well.
Awarded to the game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Evolves the player experience over time. Overwatch is not that.
Yes. To be
It is
honest,
the same experience repeatedly.
Yes. To be honest, I only played about a month of Overwatch and then I stopped because it was the same thing over and over again. So I can't really attest to if
there's new content.
Or not. Yeah, but from what my understanding is, they've simply, tweaked gameplay and added new characters.
And added new characters.
That's my understanding. Maybe new maps.
But then again, it's still Overwatch at the end of the day.
Exactly. Same game modes, same thing over and over again.
Yes, it's a gorgeous game. Yes, Blizzard put a tremendous amount of effort into it.
Yep. The gameplay is smooth and one of the best FPSs I've played. There's just,
maybe that's enough to get it on the list. But to beat out other ongoing games, I actually think that Rainbow Six Siege it would be the low man on the list. Actually, Grand Theft Auto Online would be the low man on the list.
Yes, I would definitely put GTA.
And then Rainbow Six. I honestly think Destiny 2, because it's current, it's perhaps the most current, and it still doesn't have it. We still have another DLC coming, but that won't last long.
My issue with Destiny 2 is, yes, it's quote unquote ongoing, but we literally just had an expansion for it 3 days ago come out,
and you threw it all in a day.
Beat it in one day.
Yeah.
And now we have nothing to do for a week.
Yeah, that's
And then once Tuesday's resets hits, we have about 2 hours of gameplay, and then we have nothing to do for another week.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, aside from attempting the raid or something.
Yeah, but because of the huge flaws, I
can see that
not give it this category.
There's a way to slow down the progression so that your players don't increase too quickly.
Well, I mean,
they chose the wrong way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't offer them a better solution, but I feel as if there is a better solution, and if they actually thought of one, they would come up with.
There definitely is. I mean, just look at any game that has kept players for more than 2-3 years.
World of Warcraft. That would be patient zero.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you can draw examples from those. Yeah, I mean, MMO. Honestly, it is an MMO at heart. The goal of the game is to keep players engaged for extended amounts of time. And
the way they're doing it is pretty cheap.
Yes, they want the results of an MMO, but they have the gameplay of a normal first-person shooter. Call of Duty, unlock weapons. I'm
gonna quote Angry Joe here, and I don't believe he was referring to this title or even the first one, but the width of the ocean, the depth of a puddle.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately.
Something like that. Yeah, it makes perfect sense in this case. It is a wonderful game. I really enjoy playing it.
Exactly.
I feel as implementation. They didn't learn from past mistakes.
Yeah. It's a game.
They made it worse, actually.
I want to keep playing. There's just nothing for me to keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. They got my attention, but they aren't giving me anything to use that attention on.
Yep.
Like you said, 2 hours of gameplay. If we tackle the raid or something, maybe more. But that's not an everyday thing.
Exactly. I mean, you have a weekly milestone for the raid once a week, so that resets as well. So I mean, you can do it once a week, and then no point.
Yeah, I understand that they're limiting our ability because they made a limited game.
Yeah.
I mean, what, the 235 is the max out now?
Yeah, 235. Which I'm like 12 away from, and it's
Yeah, I'm not far. Yeah, I'm
first week of the expansion.
yeah, the first day.
Yeah, the first day I was 12 away from being max level. So
Yeah, that's a flaw. They can fix it.
Yep.
If they want this to continue, they spent a lot of money on it. I have faith that they will fix it. They've already addressed some fan critiques. Not
I
enough.
hope so. I really hope so. But this Curse of Osiris, like that was honestly my big, hey, if they're gonna fucking make changes to where this can actually, be a fun game for more than 2 hours a week, Curse of Osiris is going to make that happen, and it didn't. So I'm honestly kind of worried about the future of Destiny 2.
Yeah, the next expansion's coming in a few months.
I think 3, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
3-month
Somewhere
cycles.
around there. When they initially said the Destiny project would be 10 years, did you think it would be multiple games or just one?
I think they originally planned for one, but
Yeah.
I think because Activision and they're beholden to their shareholders, I think they have switched up the formula, and they realized that they could make multiple games and sell one Destiny with a few expansions. They are now selling 4 Destinies with multiple expansions each. So
yeah, or 5 or 6.
yeah. I think the plan Bungie I saw on an article that Bungie is in contract for 4 Destinies.
Oh,
or it might be 3. It's either 3 or 4, I can't remember. So yeah, they're in contract for 3 or 4 Destinies.
No, I enjoy Destiny. I enjoy Destiny 1.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying Destiny 2. I think it's the designer in me that's saying, hey, I'm like screaming at them like, how the hell can you repeat this mistake? Actually, they changed it, but for the worse. Like, did you test this?
They didn't need to put that much into story. They needed to put it into their progression design and replayability.
Yeah, like we play with a group of people who are rocking one character. They don't want to grind out a new character.
I was the same way with Diablo. I mean, Diablo is a perfect example of how they could keep the progression going. Like,
well, yeah, you're right. How old is Diablo 3? I mean, good God.
Yeah, I mean, and I still pick it up and play it every time there's a new patch.
Just got an expansion not long ago.
I put hundreds of hours into Diablo 3, and it's still fun because I can always get that new piece of gear that works well with, that's better than what I have, or works to make a different build. There's just not enough variation in what equipment does to you in Destiny 2 to really make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And once you find one exotic of it, that one exotic is the same as, the exact same exotic. Whereas in Diablo 2 or 3, I mean, that finding that legendary, well, it could be completely different than the legendary you already have. That's the exact same one because of all the different stats on it.
Yeah, they need to fix that. That algorithm is garbage.
Yeah.
Speaking of, okay, well, look at Warframe.
I actually wanted to talk about Warframe once we were done with Destiny 2, but yes, Warframe.
I believe it's done things better than.
Absolutely, and it's free to play.
Yeah.
Granted, I have not played it much. I've played, I want to say, about 12, 15 hours, somewhere around there. But from my experience with it and its progression, it's 1,000 times better and keeps the player's attention so much more than Destiny 2 does, because you can constantly be working to progress and get the next best, equipment, sword, whatever.
The one thing it does better, besides that whole physics thing.
Yeah. Destiny 2 is a lot more polished, a lot better gameplay, like actual feel, but Warframe has much better progression design, and
I can definitely agree with that. They even have some of the models are better. Like, I think some of the models in Destiny 2 were
I definitely
rehashed.
I remember you complaining about that one person at the Iron Banner table being the exact same as the other person at the Iron Banner.
I was like, this person is this person. Deja vu, you're 12 feet apart.
Yep.
Yeah, but I do enjoy the competitive play. I
Yep.
think they completely got lazy with Trials of the Nine,
Yeah.
making that a hellish free for all that is devoid of
It's
fun.
not fun for anyone except for in the top, 5 percentile in the world.
Yeah, when you win by accident, you don't even feel good.
Yeah, yeah. You're just like, wow, I found somebody worse than me.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow,
Not
that's must be
winning
hard.
this. Yeah.
Um, I'd like to talk more about the ongoing games. We have a best mobile game up next.
Actually, I want to talk about one game on here. I want
What
to
is it?
Hidden Folk. It's a Where's Waldo pretty much style, except digital. It's an interactive
Oh, okay.
digital Where's Waldo pretty much, but you it gives you a list of things to find on a big, hand drawn, just black and white image, and you can go around and click on different things, and you clicking on like a tent flap will open the tent flap and a whole bunch of different stuff. And honestly, I wanted to see this in best sound design because every single sound made in this game is made by the guy and just with his mouth. So you'll hear like a you'll hear like a zipper for a tent flap go up, and he'll just go zip, and it's absolutely hilarious. He makes every single sound with his mouth. With his mouth, like you'll click on a snake, and he'll just go. It's the funniest thing. It's a blast to play. If
That's
anyone has like $5, I think it's $5. It's definitely worth the buy.
what's his name? Adrian Diong,
Yeah, Adrian Deon. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Sylvain Tegrogue. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these guys'
Yeah,
names.
some European.
Yeah, I
Yep.
apologize. I should know these things.
I don't apologize.
Yeah, that actually sounds interesting, and I like when people do. We had Brian, the Last Days of Space, when he put it up on Android.
Oh yeah.
He did all the sound effects with his guitar.
Oh, did he? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Was a there's Fire Emblem Heroes. I wasn't very impressed with.
I wasn't either. It just I mean, it had the same, turn-based, pick your hero, move these slots, choose to attack, but it just I don't know, it just lacked the depth of the other Fire Emblem games that
Yeah,
really made it.
Fire Emblem Light, but I
Yeah.
think what makes Fire Emblem good is that it's not necessarily like very involved, but it's definitely not light.
Yeah, exactly. I understand they had to adapt it to like mobile platform and what people expected to play on a mobile game. But I think I mean it's the same thing with Super Mario Run.
I think that was nominated for whatever reason it was. People didn't
Yeah.
vote for it. Monument Valley 2 won this one.
I've heard great things about both Monument Valley 1 and 2.
It
So,
reminds me of Echo Chrome a little bit. And they're not
yeah.
the same, but it kind of reminds me of Echo Chrome.
Oh yeah.
From their PlayStation 3.
Yep.
But Super Mario Run, I can't say it's hard, but
Yeah.
being playable by a lot of people was a good thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a fun thing.
I just didn't like their monetization method for it.
Yeah, it's
It,
Nintendo.
I think I downloaded it because I heard, oh, Super Mario on the mobile, so I downloaded it and played it. I got through, I think it was the first level, and then they make you buy the next few. They make you buy the rest of the levels. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen, so I just never played it again.
So I'm gonna have to take another look at it.
Yeah.
It's as far as mobile gaming goes for me, I stay at my PC at my
Yeah.
mothership, or I crank. I actually am enjoying the Switch. I believe you should get one, sir.
I know. There's just not enough games for it yet.
Yeah. There's some coming. There's a lot actually on the store, but
Yeah.
that's for another conversation. Best handheld game, because mobile games aren't handheld.
Of course.
I actually agree wholeheartedly with this. This actually got my vote. Metroid 2,
Yeah.
Samus Returns. Did you have the option of playing this on the Game Boy when you were younger?
I believe so. I don't know. I played
Um,
so many Metroids on the GBA and Game Boys that I can't
this was
remember.
the original Game Boy, I believe. It is the second one. The third one was on Super Nintendo. Super
Okay.
Metroid was the third.
I don't think I played this one then.
This one is the one where at the end, she finds the little Metroid little baby Metroid follows her and
Yeah.
makes the next game possible.
Okay.
It's a Metroid game, like fully fleshed out through and through. I believe the original first two didn't have maps.
Yeah.
So you'd have to either make your own or have great memory. But I believe this one has had that added. I'm not 100% sure of it. I know the original game didn't have one, but the 3-dimensional, was it as High Willer would put it? There's no such thing as 2.5. That's lame.
Yeah.
this is a 2.5. It's 3D models from a side.
Okay.
It more or less re-engineered the whole game. The physics are a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it's the same game. They did a wonderful job with it.
Interesting.
Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World.
I didn't even know that was a game.
I'm not gonna lie. Neither did I.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Stories. I did.
I heard
friends
it was,
of
yeah. I heard people enjoyed it.
But I believe they're also fans of the Monster Hunter series. So
Yeah,
there's
I'm
bias.
personally a fan of the Monster Hunter series, but I saw this was coming out, and I was like, oh, a new Monster Hunter game, and then I saw it was a more aimed at kids. Wasn't an actual Monster Hunter game, and I lost interest.
Well, I'm not familiar with Ever Oasis.
Yeah, neither am I.
But it seems like Nintendo, obviously handheld. Nintendo was king of that.
Exactly. I mean, is the Vita even a thing anymore?
I can't think the last thing that came out for that, man.
Yeah.
I know that PlayStation announced that they're going to start taking the Switch seriously.
Oh,
even
really?
though they originally weren't going to take it seriously. They were talking about taking handheld seriously so that they could have a more balanced market share.
Yeah.
Who knew, huh? Moving on to the best VR AR game. This one doesn't surprise me at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
That is by far one of the most no-brainer uses of VR is survival horror.
Yeah, honestly, I think the only two legitimate uses for VR that will secure any kind of future for VR is survival horror and immersion games like Star Citizen.
Oh, Star Citizen would be fantastic.
Star Citizen, racing games, anything that you really need to feel like immersed in.
It'd be fantastic if they released Star Citizen.
Yeah. We need the game first before we can actually
don't tell them about VR because we'll look at another 10 years here.
Yeah, exactly.
Star Trek Bridge Crew. Actually, I've heard really good stuff about that.
I have seen videos of it and that have had me rolling on the floor laughing.
Really?
Yes.
Negative or
no? Fantastic. Like people arguing and their hands moving, and it's hilarious.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, that's because that's good stuff. Oh, I might actually end up checking that one out. I mean, Ubisoft did it, so what's to be afraid of other than the fact that Ubisoft did it? Farpoint. That actually, I'm not familiar with that or Lone Echo. The Super Shot VR I am familiar with. I consider like the art house of shooters. Have you Angry Joe did a video of this, I believe. It was him. Very it's based on the aesthetic. Other than that, it's a VR shooter. It's got some pretty cool dynamics. The mechanics are awesome. But yeah, it's Resident Evil 7 took that one.
Hello?
Hey, you're back.
Oh, lost you for a second. I
Yeah,
guess my internet cut out.
that's wonderful. We got I guess we both agree. Resident Evil 7. I
Yeah.
don't see anything wrong with that. Best action game up next.
Okay.
Wolfenstein 2 takes this one.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
It,
I
it-
won't. I wouldn't Prey. I wouldn't put up there.
yeah, pray I wouldn't. Neo was
Neo
actually a lot of
actually
fun.
should have probably taken Wolfenstein 2.
That's actually where I'm leaning towards is Neo.
Like Cuphead.
They say that.
I can't say Cuphead's the best action game because I would be
Yeah,
super
definitely not.
biased if I did.
Yeah.
I believe an action game should be doable by a large majority of people for it to be the best. Cuphead is certainly a niche game.
Yeah.
It's a very punishing game. It punishes mistakes brutally.
Yes.
And Destiny 2, while it is super fun, I've had a lot of. I can't say it's the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel it doesn't fit into an action
Yeah, it doesn't.
genre.
Like, I don't know. You look at the boss from the main storyline for the base game.
Yeah.
What's his name? Because that's how memorable he is.
Yeah, I couldn't tell
What
you.
was it? I'm gonna quote Angry Joe again, or bring him up again. My name is Bob or Joe or whatever. Because that's what it's like. You don't even remember his name when you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
And to be completely honest, the only reason I remember that sequence, that fight, is because I've done it more than once.
Yep.
But even after the first time I completed the main story for the first Destiny game, I remembered that. I still remember that. They just don't. One is much less sculpted than the other.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can see Wolfenstein 2. I mean, that's a it's a cinematic game.
Yeah.
And that can cap. And plus the story makes people want to play it. I mean, who doesn't like going and killing super Nazis, right?
Exactly.
Best action adventure game. I'm going to say this is wrong as well, but whatever. That's just my opinion. I don't believe that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is the best action and adventure game.
Yep.
But for the best action adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
I'm honestly upset Assassin's Creed made this list.
Yeah. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I can't say yay or nay.
Yeah. Again, I didn't even know that came out this year.
Now, because they have that combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
Yep.
Some of the, like, for instance, there's this giant statue you have to fight in Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
And you have to let him smack the ground with one of his floating hands, because he's a floating head. Then once you get on top of his hand, you have to write it back and punch him right in the mouth.
Okay.
That is more enjoyable than anything at all I did in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That was just the most enjoyable. The most enjoyable part of Zelda was not playing it. No, I can't be that rough. I just am terribly disappointed with that.
Yeah.
I believe its dedicated fan base is why it's been voted this way.
Yep.
Maybe if people voted on reality instead of their personal wants and likes.
I think it was a lot of marketing too towards.
Oh, they marketed the shit out of that game, but they're marketing Super Mario Odyssey
too. Yeah, but I mean, Breath of the Wild was their release title with the Switch. It had to be amazing, so they put everything they had in.
Yet it wasn't.
It, but also marketing for it.
It wasn't amazing.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean, though.
It was less than amazing. Horizon Zero Dawn.
I would give it. Yeah, I would give it.
And it's better than Zelda
on this section. Yep.
I would put it between Horizon and Super Mario.
Yeah.
Best role-playing game. Thank God. This is
Yeah,
Persona 5 is the best role-playing game this year.
it should have won so many more.
It should have won. Yeah, the music in the game.
Yes, fantastic.
But we'll leave. This is redeeming. Atlas took home a best, which is it's not very normal for Atlas. And
This section was actually really tough for me because I absolutely loved Persona 5. It definitely deserves the win. But
Divinity
was also absolutely amazing. The depth to that game, and just how every interaction with every single NPC in that game, how you could have it go 100 different ways, was just extraordinary.
Well, Divinity is a good game. Nier Automata, while it's a memorable game.
Yeah,
Square Enix makes a good game. No one can say they don't, except for Final Fantasy 15.
I liked Final Fantasy 15, but I thought
was it 10 years of development? Did that show?
I liked 15. I liked the story of it and everything. So,
did it show 10 years of developments?
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah. Really. I thought that came out last year, though. Didn't that come out last year?
Yay, maybe.
Why is it? I could have sworn it came out last year, but maybe I'm wrong.
It probably came out earlier this year, like Christmas time last year or something like that.
Yeah.
South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
I've heard great things about it, but
I've heard that it's not as good as the original.
Yeah.
I've also heard that it's good. I haven't had the opportunity to play it.
Same.
However, Ubisoft took the reins this time.
Oh, did they?
They are not the original developer from the other game. So perhaps if the original developer, made this one, they could have, since you're playing the exact same character, to the new kid. Maybe they could have had the character carryover. But who knows? I'd say I'm personally satisfied with Persona 5.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a JRPG that is a step above, I think. Yep. Like, people say there's not a lot of depth, but when you include the socialization that is
the social aspect, the personas, the combining them, there's
actually having to answer certain class things if you want to get a little jump ahead.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, that's unique, and that's the whole series, though.
Exactly. Yep.
More or less. That's from 3 on.
Yep.
Which from 3 on are, in my opinion, the best ones. The first Persona was
just an art JRPG.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's exactly. It had a decent story for the time, but it felt a lot like Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
Tacked on to a different set of stories.
Yeah, definitely.
Which, I don't know. We can call this one satisfying, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I'm happy with that win.
Yeah, that actually does make me happy. It makes me look forward to watching it tonight at 8:00.
Yep.
Best fighting game for the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat.
I honestly have not played any of these.
Injustice 2 and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which does not belong on this list, and thank God it didn't win.
What didn't win?
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I was not.
It is on this list.
Yeah, it's on the list, but thank God it didn't win.
Why? You didn't like it?
It's not as good as the others. Well, it's not as good as Injustice 2.
Yeah, I played Injustice 2 just because one of my buddies rented it, and I played a little while at his house.
I mean, there's people that are not going to like the story to Injustice 2, but
yeah,
the story to Injustice in general sparked an entire comic book series. So
does it? I didn't even know
fighting
games had stories.
Let me put it to you this way: Alfred, Batman's Alfred.
Yeah,
after Superman paralyzes Batman,
okay,
Alfred takes a pill that makes him Super Alfred, and he kicks the shit out of Superman.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yes, but that's in the Injustice. That's the books that were spawned by the original game.
Huh.
I
That's
mean,
pretty cool.
narrative for simple narrative reasons. I think it's a great game.
Yeah.
There's some issues with the new one. There's always going to be people that point out little things, but
Yeah.
I like that. I like the universe it makes. Tekken 7. There's going to be Tekken freaks that disagree
Yep.
with me. I don't think Tekken 7 is the best.
I didn't play Tekken 7, but I mean,
Um,
Tekken is
well, I
the
didn't play
classic.
Arms.
Yeah, I didn't play Arms either.
Arms is Arms is I don't know. They're trying to make that IP. They're not trying to push it on people, but I
Yeah.
think they really want us to play that game.
Yeah.
Like they really want that to be a new ongoing IP from Nintendo. I think.
Yeah, I can see that. I
mean,
don't really get why though, because they have one of the
Super
most
Smash Brothers.
popular, yeah, one of the most popular and best fighting games out there, Super Smash Brothers. So I don't know why they would push so hard for a competing
Yeah,
IP.
maybe the use of the Joy Cons.
Yeah, I really feel Nintendo needs to stop with the motion
That
control
nonsense.
games.
Yeah.
No one wants
Um,
it. It's been proven to lose people's interest incredibly fast.
Yeah, they attempted to do with within reason for
Yeah.
for instance Super Mario Odyssey, and perhaps that's why Super Mario Odyssey didn't win Game of the Year,
Yeah.
because it does honestly play better if you use some of the
Does it?
motion. Yeah, because if you separate the Joy Cons in half, and that's actually how I play. I prefer that now. It's more comfortable to just sit there and wail on your couch.
Yeah.
Just look like a beach manatee. Maybe if they didn't do that, like you said, they need to get away from the motion controls. Yes,
Yeah.
we know that it can be done, yet it was the thing we never asked for
Exactly.
and don't want.
Honestly,
And complain about every time you do it.
yep. Honestly, when Twilight Princess first came out on the Wii, I bought it and I was playing it, and because I was forced to use motion controls, I never got past about an hour into it.
As you see,
I did not want to do the motion controls.
going back to the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, there
Yeah.
are things that you need to do. The motion controls. You tilt the controller to make this floating platform with a ball on it roll, and you have to roll the ball through the maze.
Yeah.
Like if that was a real thing I was holding, yeah, it wouldn't be ridiculous. But
Yep.
because you're holding Joy Cons, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then their camera perspective changes. It's just maddening. And that's when I finally said, I'm done with this. I'm not forcing myself to enjoy this game.
Yep.
120 little tiny micro rooms, more or less. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Give me, 5 actual dungeons, and I wouldn't be as pissed as 120 little.
2
Let me
rooms.
get to the next room.
Yeah.
Some of them, that's being completely, it was being a little bit firm on them, but not all of them are like that. But enough are like that for me to say that's not acceptable in a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Give me a story. It doesn't have to be much, but and you do have a story in this, but I believe it's put on the back burner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll explore. I don't want to explore. Not to this extent.
Mhm.
You gave me this huge land mass, and you didn't really populate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe all the Elder Scrolls did it much better.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely.
say I didn't play much of Daggerfall, and I didn't play any of Arena, so 3, 4, and 5 did it much better.
Yes.
The climbing thing, though, that mechanic's wonderful, and that better make its way into Elder Scrolls 6.
That's same as Shadow of the Colossus, right? Where you have a stamina bar.
Yes, it's very
run out
similar
of
to
stamina,
Shadow
you
of the
fall.
Colossus.
Okay. Yeah.
Except for Shadow of the Colossus was a better game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it didn't even have a spoken story from it did kind of, but there's no
I don't think there's actually any dialogue in.
There's no dialogue. It's like
Yeah.
groans and stuff, like in a little bit of story at the beginning, and you make out what you want out of it at the end. And it's still a better game.
Yeah.
It's over 10 years old now, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, because that
And
was
it's
PS2.
still a better game. That's just one man's opinion.
I mean,
I know people are
it's
gonna
hard to
hate me for not liking their game, but whatever.
It's hard to go against Shadow of the Colossus. I mean, that's one of the best games of all time. So.
Or Eco.
I actually
Shadow's better than Eco, though, I think.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
never
Eco's a unique game.
Ico, yeah.
Ico, Eco,
whatever, however they say it.
Yeah, I can't say. Yeah. Injustice 2, I think maybe because of the fan base. That one. Tekken 7 has a large fan base too. Marvel vs. Capcom and ARMS are where they belong.
Yeah.
Neither one. Like, I didn't play ARMS. I have played ARMS, but I don't play ARMS. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Having done it once doesn't qualify me to talk about it, but I did particularly like it.
Yeah.
Best family game. I wholeheartedly agree with this.
Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey, but for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform.
Mm-hmm.
Splatoon 2, I wouldn't put on there.
Yeah, I wouldn't put any multiplayer game in a family game setting.
Yeah,
like competitive multiplayer.
Yeah, then that is a competitive multiplayer game.
Yeah.
The fact that it's family just means that there aren't any, Blazkowiczes in it.
Yeah.
Sonic Mania, however,
yeah,
I think Sonic Mania, for terms of like playing with your buddy or playing with your little sister or whatever, offers a better experience than Super Mario Odyssey for group play. That's Sonic Mania has true 2-player.
Does it?
Yeah, whereas Super Mario Odyssey you can play as Mario's hat.
Oh, okay.
That's like, here, I don't like you, but you can play this game with me, but you're not really playing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff you can do. Yeah, it's it just doesn't ring out as true multiplayer to me, true cooperative.
Yeah.
Whereas in Sonic Mania, it's just, everyone knows Sonic.
Yep.
And, Knuckles is awesome. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
That's that like XCOM, right?
It's an XCOM game. I love it. I play it. It's not as deep as XCOM, but it's a family game. I'm not expecting people to nerd out on a Mario and Rabbids game.
Yeah.
However, for the depth of the complexity that is in this game, it is not bad. It does get surprisingly it's not bland.
Yeah.
It's definitely not, paper and pen D&D from the 70s, but
of course
it's pretty good. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's a good game.
Yeah.
It's not a new game. I'm going to repeat that. That's not a new game. That came out on the Wii U, did it not?
I believe so.
Why the hell is it a contender for this year's best family game of the year? So off the list because you came out years ago. Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, those are all, I can see them.
Yeah.
Super Mario it should have been game of the year just on its level design.
Yeah.
I think that schools could teach classes on this game's level design.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to say. Do you have anything to add?
Not really. Again, I don't have a Switch, and 4 of these 5 are Switch exclusives. So,
what's this telling you, sir? That's for another day. I
don't have a family, so I shouldn't buy a Switch.
Yeah, don't have a family either.
Yeah.
Best strategy game. This one I am surprised that it won.
Yeah.
Best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. XCOM 2, War of the Chosen.
XCOM 2, yeah.
Is hard as balls unless you are a diehard XCOM player.
Yeah.
It is The random number generator, the RNG
Yep.
for XCOM 2 is the devil.
Is it?
It is the devil. That's all I have to say about that. Tooth and Tail, actually, pretty cool.
I heard good things about it. Yeah.
Pretty
I never
cool
played
game. Halo Wars 2, I
never
can't say
played
a
that one.
damn thing about.
Yep. I
Total War
tried the
Warhammer
first one. Like it. I'm surprised that Total War Warhammer 2 did not win this section, actually.
Yes, so am I.
Because everything I've heard about it is everyone has said it's the best Total War game yet.
It is magical.
And the Warhammer franchise is, already
amazing. I've been playing Warhammer games since I was young, painting miniatures.
And those two are just a match made in Total War and Warhammer. That's just,
I believe,
absolutely
accessibility may have come into play here.
Yeah, I heard there were some issues because if you had bought Total War Warhammer 1, you had the 5 races from 1 available in 2. But if you didn't buy 1, they weren't available to you. So
yeah, well,
a lot of people felt like
Creative Assembly is there was some of the complaints.
Yep.
And then selling the DLC for the first one, I believe it was Chaos Warriors or something.
Yeah,
stuff like that where they're purchased.
Yep.
That's just the world we live in today. That's the game world. That's the current state of the gaming world right now.
Yeah.
And that's how business. I'm not going to complain about it. I know it's wrong, but my complaining about it's not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, the best action is simply not to purchase the game.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're going to buy the game and complain about it,
yep.
Yeah, exactly. I will vote with my money. As far as the accessibility, I think that even 5-year-olds could play Mario Rabbids.
Exactly. Yeah.
And have I think a 5-year-old playing Mario Rabbids would be like me playing XCOM 2. You might get the same experience. We'll get into it.
Same level of difficulty.
XCOM 2's RNG is a little bit satanic. Mario, it's fun. Even when you make a mistake, you can recover from it in most circumstances.
Okay.
Whereas if you make a mistake in XCOM 2, someone dies, you're going to get pissed because you've been making them your buddy the whole game.
Yep.
And unless you're an XCOM fan, you're probably not going to be able to deal with that. But I think Mario Rabbids winning, that's actually fair. Tooth and Tail, I would have also enjoyed seeing as a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. XCOM 2, I can't say it's the best because of how brutally difficult it can be.
Yeah.
Because of the RNG. And that's the same reason I can't say Cuphead is the best, because of how brutally difficult it is.
Yeah.
And how punishing it is. Best sports and racing game. For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game.
I'm honestly not going to be any help in this section because I don't play sports games.
I'm going to agree. Although FIFA 18, I mean,
it's a soccer game. That's all I know.
It's a popular soccer game. NBA 2K18. I think those would be the most. But apparently, Forza Motorsport 7.
Yeah.
I can't name one person I know that owns any of these games.
One of my buddies plays NBA 2K18.
All right. Well, is he still your buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good on you. That's good on you. I'm kidding. I'm to be honest, I can't talk about any of these games either.
Yeah.
I have nothing against them. If that's whatever floats your boat. Some people like these. I don't.
Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea.
I don't. Yeah, I think you'd have that like sports, and there's no hockey games or baseball games up here, so none of these are the sports I like.
I'd rather just go out and get a couple friends and play basketball rather than playing NBA 2K18.
But I have to run in basketball. I could just be the catcher in baseball.
There you go.
Best multiplayer.
This. I actually have some issues with
I have some issues with it too.
PUBG winning this section. Like, it's a fantastic game. I have a blast with it every time I play it. My big issue with it is it's
There
not
are.
it's a knockoff. PUBG is a copy of H1Z1.
Yes, it is.
And they did nothing original or innovative with theirs. It's literally just a more polished H1Z1.
Yeah, it has more people playing it. It's popular.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
a
this is
bigger,
based on the popular vote. This is the masses voting for
unfortunately,
these.
yeah.
Personally, I for best multiplayer, I gave Destiny 2 my vote this time.
I would say Destiny. Yeah, Destiny 2 definitely has the best multiplayer with its raids and its actually strategic, first-person shooting game.
Well, let's not get ahead of it's raid.
Raid singular, yeah. It'll have another one soon,
Let's
but
not get ahead of ourselves.
yeah.
They haven't graced us with the second one yet.
Yep.
But
the balance and everything with the cooperative play in Destiny 2 is just phenomenal.
Amazing.
Even with Destiny 1, it was, that level of cooperative first-person shooting gameplay was, unheard of. It'd never been done before.
Requiring groups of 3.
Yeah.
Well, not yeah, I guess you could try some of them or 2, but 3 for prestige, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just nothing else.
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds is a cesspool of awesome.
Exactly.
Like, if you get butthurt easy, probably
Yeah.
not a game for you.
There's just not enough variation in.
No, it's the same game repeatedly.
Parachute in, find gear, get to the circle, kill everyone in sight.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's I think some people just want to come home from work and do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really fun gameplay.
I mean, for us, that's not it. Maybe that's because we're into squad based.
Yeah.
Gameplay. Call of Duty World War II. Any Call of Duty game.
They really need to
knock off that list.
Exactly. They really need to stop putting Call of Duties up for anything.
They're not very innovative.
None of them are. It's the same game every single year.
The physics of the weaponry itself is not even very innovative.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same multiplayer gameplay loop that has been in use since before GoldenEye.
It seems that it's like the actual controls seem just dated.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it used to be the go-to standard for first-person controls and gameplay and smoothness. It used to be the top, but I think after
Battlefield 4 was Destiny, much better than the comparable Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
I think, like, you're right. Since the first Destiny game came out, what was it, around the time of Call of Duty Ghosts?
I don't even remember. There's been so many goddamn Call of Duties.
Yeah, they just keep on using this. It seems like the same physics and all that.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing, just different skins on the map.
Yeah, more or less. Like this Call of Duty World War II, we're getting back to boots on the ground. So, well, that's great. You've never been from boots on the ground. How's about you get off boots on the ground?
Yeah, they've resorted to a gimmick each year to get people to buy back into it.
Yeah,
this year it's the same. We're returning to World War II. We're returning to the roots of Call of Duty. What made Call of Duty great? And they trick enough people into buying back into it with that gimmick.
And it's the same fucking game.
Exactly, it's the same fucking game. People buy it and they realize, wow, this is the exact same thing. I still hate Call of Duty. Why did I buy this? Last year it was the whole, it's in the future and you run on walls. That was their gimmick to get people to buy back into it and hope that they can find that Call of Duty experience they had 7 years ago. And everyone is always disappointed.
A lot of people did enjoy that, but a lot more people didn't.
Exactly.
Unless I'm wrong. I mean, I could be. I didn't enjoy it. And when I talk about the physics, I'm talking from a programming standpoint.
Yeah.
Bullet drop, all that stuff.
Yeah. Did they ever add bullet drop in Call of Duty?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I haven't noticed it.
I don't think any of the maps are actually big enough.
I think you're right.
Battlefield, their maps are,
huge.
Multiple miles long.
Well, I mean, obviously PC maps are huge.
Yeah.
on the PS and the Xbone and all that. Maybe not as much. I do recall around the PlayStation 3 era, entering the PlayStation 4 era, the maps in Battlefield 4 may have been larger on PC. I need some confirmation on that, but
I have no idea.
I believe they were larger maps on the PlayStation or on PC. But that being said, the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds probably shouldn't be the best multiplayer. It's a niche at best.
Yeah, and it's just
a niche I find entertaining.
It doesn't have enough depth. It's a copy of other games, H1Z1 in particular.
Bold-faced copy. Like,
yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't. You can't really. Unfortunately, you can't copyright or trademark that the entire genre invented. So unfortunately, they didn't come out on top there.
Which, I mean, this is also a reason I'm upset. Well, kind of upset, not as upset with Fortnite, because they did the whole Battle Royale, which is the exact same thing. And you even parachute in 100 people in a map, loot, find weapons, circle closes in, kill everyone else. But
what's interesting is,
yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. Battlegrounds still isn't released.
Yeah, it's still.
How the hell is it Game of the Year for best multiplayer? And it's not been released yet.
Yeah, true.
Like, when that's released next year, will it get another award for the same thing?
I hope not.
All right. That distaste is. We're gonna have to pass that. Most anticipated game presented by McCafe. I'm loving it. Last of Us Part 2.
I don't even know.
Red Dead Redemption 2 got my vote. Monster Hunter World was a close second. God of War is a no-brainer. Those are all games that I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
The Last of Us Part 2, The Last of Us Part 1 was a wonderful game.
It was.
Marvel Spider-Man, how the hell is that on this list?
If it's the same Spider-Man that I saw, I want to say at E3, they did a big, I saw the big, it was like a 20-minute, demo of it.
I played Infamous before.
You played what?
I played Infamous before.
Infamous? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does look similar to that genre, but it looked entertaining. I wouldn't say enough to be on this list with these four, but
yeah, I mean, those are four giants that are people are waiting for. The Monster Hunter community is a very large community.
I am absolutely cannot wait for Monster Hunter World.
And this does look very interesting.
Yeah,
Capcom's gonna they make good products.
Yes, they do.
God of War,
yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, these are every single game on this list. I cannot wait.
Bearded Kratos. Everyone wants to see bearded Kratos.
Exactly.
Old man Kratos is what I've been calling him because he just looks aged. But Red Dead Redemption 2 has my vote. I love the aesthetic. The Western aesthetic is great.
Yep.
The story was even engaging. I thought the story is more engaging than any Grand Theft Auto story.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that.
It's more like. What's up?
My only reason I don't have that as my winner, I went with Monster Hunter World, is because of all the controversy around Rockstar recently.
Oh yeah, we're definitely putting loot crates in.
That has me worried about Red Dead 2.
Yeah. But let's look at it this way: Rockstar is not EA.
Yeah, but I mean, who bought them?
I don't know.
They just got bought out, and which is when they had to start, or the theory is that is when they were forced to start doing all this controversial stuff with like GTA Online and all
EA
that.
games made the list. I know at least one did.
That's actually a good question. I mean, are we counting the sports games? Because
yes, that's EA Tiburon, isn't it?
I mean, FIFA.
That I believe is EA Tiburon here in Orlando.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they do FIFA. I mean, I could be wrong about that.
I don't think there's actually many EA games that made it.
Why is that, EA? Why is
What
it that
is?
no one wants to play your games? Hmm. Why is that Disney, a company that, for all intents and purposes, is a very, I won't say greedy, but they know how to make the money
Yeah,
in a way that people want to give it to them.
yeah.
And they are completely dissatisfied with making their games.
Are they?
They have voiced concern that maybe
Yeah, but do they actually have concern, or is that just a
they have, well,
publicity
the last couple of
PR?
Star Wars games were not up to Disney standards, apparently.
Well, yeah, they say that because the community had such outrage against it. But are they actually again? Is it? Did they
I'm
actually not
willing
meet
to
their
bet,
standards?
since Disney has its own video game branch, you might see a shift. I kind of hope so, actually.
I don't know. If they keep making money with their EA titles,
They might.
I don't
I think they'll
think
make
they're
more
gonna
money if
care.
they do it themselves in house.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, was it Dax Gazway was a Lucas guy? We had a
Yeah.
couple Lucas guys that we know, and they didn't take the option to work for Disney when they were required.
Yeah.
So there might be something there. You might be right. So what are your thoughts of God of War? You looking forward
I,
to it?
oh yeah. I mean, I've loved the God of War series, and I can't complain about another God of War coming out.
Yeah, there's no complaint for me,
Yeah.
especially when the story looks so intriguing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Best independent game. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Uh, I uh, I have no complaint with Cuphead winning the best independent game. It was
Oh
made
yeah.
by two guys, all hand animated. It
Yes.
was made in Unity, which is, people can trash Unity, but
Yeah. I mean, if it
it's
works,
not
it
so
works.
much that Unity that's making the bad games. It's bad game makers making bad games, and then
It's
someone allowing them to be published on their system.
it's easy to use, so you're obviously going to get more of the low end
Yeah,
developers.
you can definitely purchase assets and flip them left and
Exactly.
right.
Because it's so
That's
easy to use, you bring in
yeah.
a wider range of people. Thus, there's going to obviously be just like the bell curve that you're going to have more on the low end and more on the high end, more in the medium.
Yeah, I mean, once you get into using it as the tool, it's a powerful tool.
Yes.
Um, and Cuphead proves that. Uh,
Yes.
Edith Finch in Hellblade.
Yep.
Um,
This is actually tough for me. I really liked Cuphead. Cuphead's amazing, but I also really liked Hellblade.
yeah, but see, Hellblade had more than two people.
Yes.
No, as this is not saying for creative and technical achievement.
Yeah.
I will say for creativity, they're both probably even, but the technical achievement of doing all the hand animation
Yes. Yeah.
is why Cuphead gets my vote.
Yeah.
It's not just that though. It's not just the animation. It's the fact that they captured the 30s so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. They did such a fantastic job with that.
Pyre, I can't talk about. Night in the Woods, I can't talk about.
Yeah.
Of I do believe that the three that I know about, definitely.
Hmm.
A lot of people really like all those three games. Edith
Yeah.
Finch, Hellblade, Cuphead. I just feel that for two guys, I mean, yes, they pushed it back,
Yeah.
but this is one of those times where pushing it back worked,
Yep. Definitely.
and maybe Sean Murray should have done it again.
Yes.
Best student game.
I didn't even
And
know this was a section.
this is actually pretty neat. For the best student project created at the high school or college level.
Hmm.
Um,
I honestly didn't play any of these or heard of any of them, so
uh,
I can't say
I
much.
can't say that any of these are. We've got University of Central Florida. That's pretty cool. Hallowed.
Yep.
I don't think any of these are high schools.
Yeah, I just see
National
University.
Film and Television School. Maybe that's like a tech school. I'm not sure about that. I should
Florida.
probably have done the research on that.
Yeah.
Um, I can't speak about any of them. The fact that this, maybe if they were available for download, I should have played some.
Yeah.
I feel as if I should have known about Hollowed, considering right very close to UCF.
Oh yeah.
Um, and our school was not far away from UCF.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're very close to each other. Let's go to Trending Gamer. For a streamer, influencer, or media member who has made an important impact on the industry this calendar year. Unlike games that haven't been released yet one.
Yeah.
But this calendar year is important all of a sudden.
For real.
Yeah. You know what?
The only two I know on here is Doctor Disrespect and Shroud, and that's just because of PUBG.
Yeah. I might check them out and see what they're about. My Trending Gamer won last year.
Oh really?
Yeah. I believe it was Boogie 2988.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's interesting. Obviously, because of some of the stuff that's happened with YouTube, he's altered some of his content. Not too much, actually. Others have altered it more. He's cut out most of the Francis videos.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is his livelihood, so I can see why he did it.
Yeah.
But more power to him. I'm sure these guys are just as good. I'm not as familiar with them as others.
Same.
Best esports games. I don't agree with this.
I don't agree either. Dota 2 all the way.
I don't agree with that either.
What would you put ahead of Dota 2?
On here.
Yeah, out of these five. What did you vote for?
I did vote for Dota 2, but
yeah.
I think League of Legends.
I mean, League of Legends is more accessible. We're talking about accessibility with the other
there's
games.
A learning curve to Dota 2. I don't actually hate Dota 2 for the record. I just make fun of its lack of intuition.
Yes.
A new player going to Dota 2 was going to have to do some research.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, the same can be said for League of Legends. I just feel the user interface is a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
Rocket League is a really fun game.
Yeah, really fun. I didn't even know it had an esports community.
I feel like maybe I should pay more attention to that. I should seek things out.
Yeah.
I can see how it does. Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
I mean, I knew there was pro scene to it. I've just never been interested in it.
A buddy of mine actually is striving to become professional. He models in his free time. He's actually an accomplished modeler. 3D art skills are high. Oh yes.
Okay. I didn't know if you meant like a supermodel or a 3D modeler.
I'm sure he thinks he's a supermodel. Overall, Overwatch winning this is kind of. Wasn't Team Fortress 2 out like 10 years ago or something?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's not really. This isn't on game design or anything like this. This is best esports game.
Yeah, but isn't Team Fortress 2 an esports?
I don't know. Does it have a pro scene?
I think it might.
I feel like Overwatch probably killed it if it did.
Yeah, I don't know why.
My biggest thing with this section is Dota 2 is the largest tournament. Has been the largest tournament for the last, I think, 5 years. Esports tournament.
It's because Dota 2 players are too busy practicing all the shit they have to research.
Yeah, but I mean, it also has the biggest community. Dota 2 does.
Maybe worldwide. Maybe I'll give it maybe worldwide. I'll have to do some due diligence. Nationwide, I don't believe is the case.
Yeah. United States League of Legends is more popular than Dota 2.
It's because they don't want to read.
Exactly. Yeah,
and I don't blame them.
Worldwide, Dota 2 has the largest community. It's also the largest tournaments every single year.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's for these MOBAs. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have 2 MOBAs, 2 FPSs, and car soccer.
Car soccer, yeah.
Um, I think Counter Strike's a better FPS than Overwatch.
Do you?
Uh, yeah, I like the realism.
Fair enough.
However, they're not. That's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Dota 2 and League of Legends are the only two truly comparable.
Yeah, I could say that.
And one, like you said, is more accessible. I
Yep.
believe Dota 2's shortcomings are maybe its UI.
Its introduction to new players is definitely its shortcoming.
There's a huge learning curve, and
Yeah.
it's super frustrating to new players.
Yeah. The reason I feel it's a better esport is because of its depth. Like,
oh yeah, and that's why we're getting to this. There is undoubtedly more depth to Dota 2.
yes, which
League of Legends guys will argue this. I'm sure they will.
yeah, probably will. But I mean, I feel because this category is esports and people watch sports because of the variation and the depth, and every match isn't the exact same. It's the same reason why people watch chess but they don't watch people play Candyland, is because chess requires a lot of skill and strategy and depth to it, whereas Candyland obviously does not. But I feel as far as
Overwatch is Candyland.
well, I was
That's a
going
bad
to
joke, and yet no, it's
yeah,
not.
yeah, Overwatch could be too, but no, Overwatch requires a lot of skill
Yes.
and quite a bit of team play. But
yeah, communication's key in these games.
yes, yeah. But I feel Dota 2 beats out every single one of these other games in every single one of those
In
categories.
complexity, yeah.
Skill, strategy, communication, team play, depth, knowledge of the game. Like,
yeah,
the amount of
you're
knowledge
not going to play Dota 2 unless you know. Like I said, you need to research this game before you play it.
you need to know what all 110 heroes are capable of, what each of their 4 or more skills can do or do, what all the items in the game do, how they work together, how there's just so much knowledge, skill, strategy, team play, communication in Dota 2 that I think these other 4 cannot match up to it.
Yeah, I mean the closest is League of Legends, and I think it's the League of Legends has more characters, right?
No,
it doesn't.
No, Dota 2 has more characters.
Well, that might be.
Last time I checked, at least.
I believe they took the formula and tried to streamline it. And while that works, yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
Like if you look at Go and or Ego or whatever in Japan, Badak in Korea or whatever in China, it's Weiqi. It's a simple rule set.
Yeah,
it's a very simple rule set. However, knowing the simple rule set's not enough, and you're probably gonna get your ass handed to you by some Asian 8-year-old that's been playing from birth.
Yeah.
I feel the same. Like there's a simple rule set that goes to Dota 2 and League of Legends. These MOBAs, they're simple rule sets. Destroy the towers.
Yep.
3 lanes. Have at it.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that easy. There are other things, but for the most part, that's it.
Yeah.
But just knowing that and saying, "Oh, that's easy," and going in against someone who knows has been doing it, has the experience, is
that's like saying chess is just kill the other person's king.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only goal. But going up against someone that actually has played it and knows all the ins and outs of chess.
Yeah, it's a solid game. I mean, who would have thought a solid game would come out of a mod for Warcraft 3? I mean,
that's what's really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still solid.
Yep.
I see two Valve games on here, by the way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean,
do you? Oh yeah. Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CS:GO.
Yeah. And I was actually wrong. I'd like to clarify. League of Legends does have more heroes. They have 140.
See, I thought they did.
Whereas Dota 2 has 110. But in League of Legends, you have to buy heroes, I think. Whereas in Dota 2, every hero is unlocked. 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to buy heroes. I think. You, whereas in Dota 2, every hero is unlocked. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. You don't have to
Wait.
buy them.
You have to. It's like DLC in League of Legends.
Well, you earn, from my understanding of it, I haven't played League of Legends, but from my understanding of it, from one of my buddies that plays quite a bit, you earn in-game currency by like winning, matches and stuff like that, and then you can spend that on heroes.
I see. It's unlockable in game.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can buy the currency with real money and then buy heroes, but I think if you play enough, you can unlock heroes.
Right. Well, I mean, they did come out with a commercial saying that you're going to suck at first, so don't feel bad. Just give us money. On to best esports player presented by Omen by HP.
The only one I'm familiar with.
Do you think they're going to say presented by Omen by HP when they announce this tonight?
I don't know. And does this mean this section is presented by Omen, or is it the player that is?
This section is presented by Omen. The esports player judged to be the most outstanding performer in 2017, irrespective of game.
I mean, I don't watch Pro League of Legends or Overwatch or Counter-Strike. So the only one I know is Kuroki from Dota 2. And, I mean, he did a fantastic performance at the International this year, back in August.
Lee Seng, Heok,
yeah,
Faker. You notice the game he plays?
Yeah, League of Legends.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is mostly a North American.
Yeah, League is
Game Awards.
Yeah.
So League of Legends is obviously going to be more popular.
None of these guys play Go, so yeah. I mean, yeah. I should be more into esports, I suppose, but I'm more into other things.
Playing the game rather than
watching other people.
Yeah.
I know it's really, but that's great that we can say that, and we can be, maybe not on their level.
Yeah.
I don't play 40 hours a week.
Yeah, exactly.
The same game.
Yep.
More 80 or whatever these guys are doing. But it's not like I could say that about football. I would rather be playing. I would rather watch football than take a concussion.
I'd rather. I mean, I would. What do you mean? You'd rather watch in the NFL than play in the NFL?
Well, yeah, I really, yeah, you're damn right.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'd rather play tag football or tackle football with my friends than watch football.
I love hockey, but I can't skate.
Yeah, yeah.
I love hockey. I love the Tampa Lightning.
Yeah.
I love my Flyers. I can't skate.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. Like, I can play these games.
Yeah.
Moving on. Best esports team.
Again, a lot of these are cross, games.
They're multi.
Like Cloud9 has a Dota team. I believe they also have a CS:GO team and maybe a League of Legends team. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think most of these have multiple games.
Yeah, but Cloud9, the only, since I don't watch anything but Dota, the Cloud9 Dota team is a huge fucking joke. They call him Clown9.
That's funny.
But yeah, and Team Liquid won TI this year. Team Liquid brought in the most money this year. They won, I think it was like 18 million just from the international.
Well, Cloud9 won, so
yeah, I'm saying they're wrong.
Yeah, I'll let you have that. Best debut indie game presented by Schick Hydro. Remember, we have to say it's presented by Schick Hydro,
of
and
course.
we have to show the trademark.
If you want the smoothest shave, I use Schick Hydro.
Yeah, shave your ass often, do you? Recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2017. Winner selected by fan voting. You don't say.
Obviously.
Everything on here is selected by fan voting. Okay. Cuphead won.
Cuphead won. Yep.
It's I'm not displeased.
Yep. Yeah.
Hollow Knight. I also love the fact that that's on there because Hollow Knight is a great game.
Yep.
Slime Rancher, I'm not familiar with, but I have
Haven't
heard good
Slime
things.
Rancher. Haven't heard of Mr. Shifty.
Not one time have I heard of that game.
Yeah.
Golf Story, I've heard good
It
things.
was neat.
It's more than
That's
golf.
about all I've heard. Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard it wasn't actually a golf game.
Yeah, I've heard it's unique,
Yeah.
and that it's not what you think it is.
Yep.
Cuphead, I'm pleased with.
Yeah.
For a debut game, I believe one of the guys was a contractor. If you can believe that,
Really?
he wasn't even a dev; he was a contractor or something to that
Huh.
effect.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Best Chinese game. A fan voted award to recognize the most popular game in China,
was
as judged by the Game Awards of viewers in China.
Monument Valley 2 was a Chinese game?
You know what? Yeah, I guess so.
Huh.
It doesn't really. I mean, I don't see with video games. I don't really see a border or boundary.
Yeah, I don't know why this is a section.
I know that because China just recently was allowed to have consoles.
Well, yeah,
Not
I knew
maybe
they
this
had
year,
a lot
but
of specific
yeah.
laws restricting, outside games coming in.
I think including them in this is actually really cool because of the way things are, or maybe I'm not obviously I've never
I
been
think
to
it's the
China.
opposite, honestly, because they've been very restrictive on what their people, the Chinese people, can actually bring in, what games they can get from the outside of China. And I think giving them this own section is just highlighting that and further,
that could be
further enabling that. I feel like if we didn't have, I mean, no other country got this section, but
yeah, I think that they should maybe just let them have all the games that
I'd even say exclude Chinese games from the Game Awards to
yeah, that could
more
be
of an incentive for China to open up their borders.
yeah. I feel as if by telling your people this is bad for you and we're gonna hold your hands.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can see that. I can see your point.
But
I mean,
that,
it's
that
good
gets
that
into
they're
politics and
inclusive because those people can't make this decision for themselves.
yeah.
So I mean that from that perspective, I can say okay, that's cool. But on where you're coming from, I can also see.
Yeah.
Yeah, being told you can't do something.
Yep.
Because it's wrong for some arbitrary reason that it is non-existent to reality is a bit much.
I mean, I
that's probably why it's the last category.
Valley. Yeah.
I don't know any of these games except for Monument Valley 2.
Yeah, exactly. It looks Gumballs looks like a mobile game, maybe.
Could be.
King of Glory looks like League of Legends. The Chinese version of League of Legends. Yeah. I don't even know what that JX3 HD is.
I couldn't tell you. It looks pretty though.
Yeah, it looks neat, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty. I mean, are you pleased with I mean, as a gaming community, are you do you think it's about where you thought it would be? Are you
I feel
surprised?
like most of this was the popular vote.
Yeah.
I feel like every category is just about where it should be for the popular vote.
Except for the ones that Zelda won, right?
Well, again, it's the popular vote. It's not the actual what is.
Well, yeah. Just say you don't like Zelda, and that'll make me happy. I'm kidding. I'm not super biased towards the game. I just am super disappointed by the game.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Game of the Year, I would rather shoot myself in the foot than vote Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for Game of the Year.
Yeah. Fair enough.
There are 3 other games. Okay, they're realistic. Yeah, 3 other games that are better than it on this list, and that's my humble opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as important. It's not, and actually, as far as Zelda games go, it's not very important at all, and it's a step back in some respects.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's just my hatred. Are you gonna would you like to re-elaborate on Game of the Year?
I again, this is the popular vote, and I feel like Legend Breath of the Wild had the widest reach, so obviously it's gonna get the most votes. Super Mario Odyssey, I just feel didn't have the same level of popularity as Breath of the Wild. It may have been a better game. I haven't played either of them, so I can't say. But from what you've said, it is a better game in almost every aspect.
Oh,
But
I mean,
because it didn't reach,
I would say verifiable, but I would be.
Yeah.
It's not. That's very.
Yeah, it's tough to opinion.
I believe it can be proven. I believe there can be studies and testing done, and I believe it can be proven.
Yeah.
I just feel as I believe Mario got ripped off this year, and I am not a Mario fan. Like I love Mario games when I was younger. I am not a fanboy of Mario or Nintendo by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
And I just think that the Super Mario Odyssey was a superior title.
Yeah.
To not just as far as Nintendo games go, as far as games go, many of the games this year could not hold a candle to that title.
Yeah.
And I will say many of the games in the last 5 years that have won these awards don't have the pristine level design that this game has. But then, I mean, that's just recapping that one. Obviously, Zelda won, best game direction as well. If being lazy is the best direction. I'm sorry, and people are gonna hate me, but I'm not sorry. I feel as if they could have done more with what they had.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it anymore. I'm not sorry. It's not. It doesn't belong there.
Yeah. My personal game of the year is Hellblade. It was just fantastic in every aspect, and they put so much research into not just the psychosis, but also the Nordic mythology, because it's Senua is Nordic from like, I don't know, 1200 a long time ago, but they actually did a lot of work into research into Nordic mythology and everything to make sure that everything fit with the actual proper mythology. But the gameplay, the level design, the combat, everything with that game, it's definitely my game of the year.
Oh, I can, that seems like you're speaking with some passion, some conviction.
Yes.
Yeah. It's hard for me to select a game of the year.
Yeah.
Because there's so many good ones, and I think Persona 5 is while not far away from its previous releases like 4 and 3, which I think 3 was better than 4. I think 5 is as good as 3.
4.
Huh?
I liked 4, honestly.
Yeah, I think Teddy.
Yeah,
I preferred Agus to Teddy.
Fair enough.
Or Igus or whatever.
Yeah, however you say it.
Yeah. Well, that's about all we can talk about. I have 3 more minutes here.
Yeah.
I'd say Mario should be probably game of the year based on its level design.
Yeah.
It's technical. I'm gonna. I mean, it's a cliche, but technical perfection.
Yeah. I mean, the team just showed a higher level of
for game of the year. It's a game that's not released. The game is not officially released.
Yep.
It won't be officially. When's its release date? Do you know?
I don't think they actually have one on it.
I thought. I mean, even the discs they're selling for Xbox One say it's a preview disc.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. If there is a comment section for this, I mean, say what you want, but it's not going to change my mind. Yeah, it's a tough one. Mario, I think Mario deserved that. That's going to be my personal one.
Yeah.
But I like seeing, Cuphead, Persona 5, Destiny 2 in some categories, not so much music.
Yeah.
Zelda did do some things well, but not enough. Not enough. Anything you want to add before we go?
Oh no, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on it.
Yeah, mine too. Some of these are good picks. Some of them we just obviously weren't in the majority with.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's good. Talk to you guys next time.
Thanks for joining us.